This is the Ezra Walk and Talk, me and my co-host. And we're talking about today a mystery door fighter. And what I mean by that is, you ever watch a game show, right? Oh, first of all, like and subscribe. Gotta keep remembering to say that. But you ever watch a game show and the guy can win either 10 grand or he has a choice of that or a mystery door? And they always choose a mystery door, right? Because it's whatever their mind can imagine. It's the endless possibilities of what it could be. And people think that it's a mystery door. It must be great. It must be amazing, right? Because the things I'm imagining behind it, they're fantastic. And people are usually disappointed when it's a mystery door because it's, it's like a small Kia, right? It's like a small Kia. And people were hoping it was a mansion or a yacht or something like that. But it just ends up being just like a small Kia. And it usually leads to disappointment. Even though the small Kia is fine. It probably still is more valuable than 10,000, but it's just not what they imagine, right? Well, that's what we get in boxing. You get mystery door fighters, and that's a fighter that shows potential, but has not been tested at the highest level yet. So he's as good as your mind can imagine him to be. He's as good as you can think up because you have nothing to tell you otherwise. You just see him knocking out, C-level fighters out cold. So he must be the greatest fighter in the world, right? And the perfect example of this is Boots Ennis. Boots Ennis, before really beating anyone of note, was being favored by people to beat the likes of Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford. And not just like beat them, but handily beat them, hand them out KOs that they were dodging him, right? And that's because he showed good potential against C-level fighters. And it was never tested, so you didn't have you didn't know where to track him, right? You didn't know where to place him because he hasn't been in a comparable situation against a high-level fighter, like a Ugas, like a Sean Porter, right? So then people's imaginations run wild with him, and they could make him as great as they could possibly imagine, the next Roy Jones, next Sugar Ray Leonard. Then what happens with the mystery door fighters is they have a performance, and maybe it's not against the big name, but just against a guy when they kind of struggle, right? They show just to be human, I guess, right? They're not Roy Jones. They're not this thing. They weren't as dominant as they should be. And then people go the other way, and they feel the way people feel when they see that it's a Kia sedan, right? When they feel like it's a Kia sedan, and they're disappointed. And when really it's like, hey, you're getting a free car that's probably worth more than 10 grand, but it's not what you imagine. So then you're disappointed in the guy, and suddenly everybody sells all their stock on the guy. The mystery door fighter is a common thing in boxing. You see it a lot with prospects. You see it a lot with young guys who have, are passing the C-level fighter test with flying colors and haven't yet faced a high B, low A fighter to where you could really see where he's at.